Okay. Oh, I don't know what this is. Did it start?
Yes. So I have a recording.
It started recording, but it started giving me a message because I had just finished my other meeting, so it was logging me out of one because I was logging on this one and recording. Okay. So welcome everyone, and Claudia, it looks like you're on. So there she is.
Hey.
Hi. So welcome. We've started recording because these guys have a meeting at 8:30 with their team. So we're going to get going so then we can end on time.
Sounds great.
Welcome everybody to the Beal Extended Team coaching call for the evening. And my name's Sheila Favero. I'm an executive director with Take Shape for Life. And I am the host for this evening. We're doing rotating turns with our Beal team, and tonight's my turn and my team's turn. And some of my team I've heard from that are out of town at conferences, but some of them are supposed to be hopping on, so hopefully we'll get a couple more people on here. So exciting things, wrapping up the challenge, and congratulations to, I'm going to put it on gallery view so we see everybody in the recording. Congratulations right now to Debbie and Rob's team, and I think that we're going to need to have you guys help teach us how to be great team leaders, because you've got it all down. So I mean,
I don't know, we've got to push to the end. We've got a second place team that's trying to attack, so we're trying to.
That's what I'm wondering, if you're watching every day and seeing what the margin is getting closer and closer. Okay. Because
Yeah.
You want to feel like a hawk.
average was like 50 points ahead of anybody that I could see. So it's now down to 49.
Actually, it was 40 a little while ago.
Uh-huh.
But I've made a few phone calls and told people to go get their points. So
Good. That's
We
one.
treat this like Top Gun. There's no points for second place.
Because how many are on your team?
15.
Okay, so you'll get $1,000. You'll each make $75. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And you'll
Yeah, okay. And some of us have already made a little extra money already too with the
right.
with the top points. Like I know I have $3 plus in my name.
I got $1.83. That's good. All right. Well, today, what I would like us to talk about is a lot of us have new coaches coming on, and we would like to have a coaching training. And so I wanted to just talk to everybody about that and what we're looking at date-wise, and then kind of get some ideas of things that you think would be important to cover in coaching. And so I wanted to start by thinking about when you started coaching, what were some of the things that were some of the tools that you used? And then maybe something that you learned at a training that we should make sure we include. So Rob, what were some of the tools, like when you first started coaching? Was it working with your mentor? Was it Coach.Power Losers? Was it, the file folders? What are some of the things that have been helpful to you?
For me, Coach.PowerLosers.com, awesome website. Get a log on if you haven't already.
Okay.
Because most everything is right there, easy to use, and just grab and go. Like even like the 8-week rotation of the topics, all the emails there, the training, high five calls too. I haven't been on one in the last month, because it's hard trying to find the time that works for me. So.
Right. So you found, though, when you did do high five calls, those were helpful to you?
Yeah, it was nice. Actually having a half hour put aside to actually train.
Uh-huh.
Oh. And so and kind of learn some things from the more experienced coaches. Oh. So I recommend it.
Good. Yeah, with coaches coming on, I think sometimes it's hard as an experienced coach and as a mentor coach to decide what direction should I go, because there's so many different tools. and I don't want to fire hose people.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that they're getting all the training. That's why I wanted to pick your brains tonight to see what was most helpful to you. Hi, Nick. We're talking about all.
Mentor.
He was just telling us, we were talking about what's helped us to get a start in coaching. So Debbie, tell me what tool has been helpful to you in getting started as a new coach.
Well, I had my mentor coach, Claudia, in my back pocket. So she helped me a lot. But I think making a list of contacts, the first couple of days, I wrote down 100 names of people that I could call and contact. And that got me started making those connections and making those phone calls that, after you make a few, that really, really helps. And then Claudia came over and helped me do my first call with a new client, and that really helped too. So just use the tools that you have. Coach.powerlosers.com is great too, but having someone who's been there and done it makes a huge difference in helping you and being your cheerleader. So
that's good. I'm trying to see. I just had mine out. I'm trying to show you what I have loved is this. I love this training guide.
Mm-hmm.
This is all right there. That's been something that I've just thought's really great. There's so many. So those of you who, it's the training guide #1.
Yeah,
that's a great tool, and it just guides you through step by step. And this is the one that comes from Take Shape for Life. But like Rob was saying, Power Losers, Coach.Powerlosers is a great tool as well. Okay, so we're thinking about having a coach training, and I think we've decided the date. Are you okay with November 15th, Claudia? We were looking at either the 1st or 15th, and the more we talked about it, we kept thinking the 1st is in 10 days. And that might be a little too quick to get the word out and have people to be able to come. So November 15th, everybody look at your calendar right now and see if that's a Saturday morning that you'd be available to do coach training, to attend, bring your new coaches. We'll start with a client presentation that you can bring people that might be interested in the program. Then we'll do a coach presentation that's good for people that maybe would think about coaching. And then we're going to do some specific basic training for coaches. And we'll have a few tidbits for experienced coaches as well. So everybody could learn and benefit from being there. So
where are you holding that, Sheila?
Well, that's a question. I'm thinking we need to have a training in November and one in January. And I'd like for us to have one of them up north, like in Ogden, and then one in south, maybe in Salt Lake. Denise has said that she could get the conference room at the hospital where she works, and we could do one in Salt Lake as well. So
Okay.
do any of you have coaches or connections down south that you'd like to be able to plug into something down there? If you've got some people you'd like to be able to do a group presentation about the program. So I thought we should talk tonight about which one would want to do first. Do we have more people up north that would want to start north? I don't know. So
yeah, I would say up north probably for this first one.
okay.
That'd be my vote. I was already kind of toying with doing something on the 15th anyway, so this works. So.
Also, you're available on the 15th? Good.
Yeah.
All right, good. How about you, Debbie? What's your schedule like?
I could do the 15th.
Oh, good. All right. Because we want you guys to talk about how to be a good team leader.
Sheila, maybe we should bring up the point that there are some coaches that maybe are listening to this that don't live in this same area. This group right here happens to all live in the area. And that's the cool thing about trainings, is that it doesn't matter where you are. It's fun. You can plug into the ones that are near you, or you could get on the high five calls or whatever. You can get training in a lot of ways. But when there is a group gathered together, it's very, very fun to get together. There's a group synergy. And just one thing about, if perchance you are more prone to near your home. And what I guess I'm trying to say is be careful when you talk to your coaches or clients or whoever about it, that if we're holding one in Salt Lake or if we're holding one in Ogden, just go, however they're there, just go, take advantage of them. Don't spend a lot of time, oh, it's South Salt Lake, I don't want to go clear down there. Just go. You will always be paid handsomely for going. It's just, you get results.
No.
And the other thing is that your attitude trickles right down into your coaches. And so if you hold it as really important, they will, and they'll come. There's a coach, Mary George, up in Oregon. And when we had that training with Dave Blanchard, if you guys remember that, she came down and I said, Mary, I can't believe you came all the way down from Oregon. And she said, Claudia, I just know that if I value the training and if I come, my coaches will come. And they did. She had all sorts of coaches that were from Utah that came because Mary came. And I just thought, boy, you know, when you place importance and you posture the value of trainings, then your coaches will also feel that same value. And you cannot believe the difference it makes. Sheila, you can tell us about your experience of events, when you go to events and what happens to your business.
Well, what I was going to tell you is Denise and I talked about it and we thought, yeah, I mean, it's a ways for us Ogdenites to drive to Salt Lake, but I thought when we go to Salt Lake, we'll all carpool and go down together and learn and enjoy each other on the way down and back. And the same with her. She'll get her people together and bring them up. So ideally, maybe we want to find a place in Bountiful that we can meet halfway in between. Although she's got people from Orem, so Salt Lake's kind of halfway for them. So anyway, so that's everybody circle November 15th. Then I'm thinking because people will have to travel from Salt Lake, that we may have it start at 10 and go till 1. I just like to keep the trainings at 3 hours. So plan 10 to 1 on November 15th. And yeah, we might, I don't know, will we have snow by then? We might. So
it's okay. It'll make it all the fun.
No, that's why I'm saying to not start so early if people happen to drive on the snow. I know Claudia likes to start at 9, but I kind of like to, because Sunday morning's so early. I don't want Saturday to be so early too. So, okay. So, schedule that date. I asked Claudia to present that, just kind of an overview. If sometimes what happens and that we get so much information that it's hard to know what to do next and what to do first, and we kind of let our mind get a little cloudy. And Kim Fisk always talks about IPA. If you know what IPA stands for, raise your hand. You know? IPA? Okay. So this is something you're going to learn today. IPA stands for income producing activity.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So sometimes we get doing things like I did last week. And you know, it's okay to do a little bit of this, but to spend time putting things on lists and charts and graphs and looking at your salary and what I called Claudia to tell her, you know, I realized from the salary I made last year, I've already made that much or more this year. And so what I figured is I'm going to have a 44% increase. My first year was just 6 months. This next year was a full year, and this year's a full year. So anyway, but each year there's been about a 44% increase. And so I sat and figured, if I keep doing a 44% increase over the next 10 years, guess how much I'd be making 10 years from now? It would be over $1 million. And so I'm thinking, you know, I like doing things like that. Okay, but now is that an income producing activity? Is that really bringing me clients by taking time to look at that and do that? No. Sometimes I get sidetracked doing things like that. So everybody just think of something that actually is an income producing activity. And so Claudia is going to tell us 4 basic things that help us to build our client pool. And we don't really want to think about it as I'm going to get clients, because sometimes then we come across as desperate or pushy. But she's going to tell us 4 things that will actually help our business to grow. Okay, Claudia.
So, sometimes, like we were saying, there's so many ways to get training. There's calls, there's support calls, there's Facebook posts, there's our Coach's Corner. It's got some cool stuff in the file section. You've got your mentor coach, so many different things. And just to tell you, there is no one perfect way to get trained, and there's no one perfect way to train a coach under you. The same thing. But there is something that you will want to do, and that is to keep it so simple. Make it simple so that it doesn't overwhelm somebody. Experience teaches so much. So that the teaching happens. It just happens naturally as somebody is in action. But anyway, maybe you guys have heard this on some of those calls where they've talked about Kim Fisk has coined this as, okay, this is simple. It's easy. It's fun. What are you excited about? Who are you going to tell? What are you going to say? And what are you going to do? What are you going to do now? And I really like those 4 things because they do bring up 4 very awesome points. What are you excited about? And that would be your story. That's what makes you have a compelling story, is you're excited about it. And whether it's that you got off medications, or whether it's that you lost weight, or that you feel good, your knee doesn't hurt anymore, or, you've seen someone else, some people don't even have a weight loss story. And so for them, it might be that they saw their husband get better, or one of their children or something. So find what you're excited about, come up with a compelling story. So that's easy. 1. Who are you going to tell? And like Debbie was talking about, the list. Oh my gosh, that list is like magic. You make that 100 people or 200 or 300, or just keep adding to it. But the list is magic because you've always got that list, because you're still working from it, right, Debbie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And adding to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Keep adding to it. Right. The list is great. So who are you going to tell? List. And then what are you going to say? And this is where we have these magic scripts to help us. And I was talking to Barb, who lives out in Minnesota, brand new coach, just 3 days old. Anyway, she says, well, what do I say to him? And I got to send to her the script that we're using, which is getting the word out, spreading the word. Is that what it's? Getting the word out. Anyway, and she was thrilled to think that she didn't have to think of what to say to him. You just say these few things and put it in your words, make it you. And so there's these scripts. And she says, well, what if they want to sign up? And I said, or what if they are interested? And I said, oh, we have a script for that too. And so it's just so fun. So what are you going to say? You say your script. And then what are you going to do? Well, depending on what they said, you're going to either write them a thank you note that, yes, you're going to help me spread the word, or you're going to sign them up to be a client. And that's really, really great. And so, it's not rocket science. This is easy. And keep it simple, and then some people are kind of like Sheila, who are computer brains and percentages. And what do I mean? We're talking to Sheila, Debbie, and Rob. I don't know, Nick, are you like this, where you guys are looking at percentages and you're looking at numbers all the time? You know what's happening. I don't look at numbers. I'm too dumb to look at numbers. I just kind of go with what people tell me. But you guys are watching. Your team is going to win because you're watchers. So, but this fits all personalities. You don't have to know how to do that. You hardly know how to use a computer. It's okay. So anyway, so those are 4 fun things: your story, making your list, using the scripts, and then helping them either get signed up as a client or putting them on a connections email. It's just beautiful.
So that 4th step would be follow up. So just make sure you follow up. And
yeah, I guess that's right.
A video or a training about this from Lydia Wente about that. Sometimes we get all the way, except we don't do the follow-up. And when we tell somebody in our email, we send them an email, thank you for being willing to look at my website. I'll call you in a few days. We feel like, I don't really want to bug them. Maybe it's their dinner time. Maybe it's, but people feel honored by you remembering them and that you really call and follow up. And that's the first step in showing your credibility as a coach, is that you really do what you say you're going to do. So that follow-up is really important.
One more thing on the follow-up that is really kind of comical. I've been noticing it today as I've gone through my list of connections. I am finding people that I talk to that said yes, they would like to see my page, and I've sent them the thank you note and everything, but I never took their name and put them on my connections list. Isn't that terrible? So yes, follow up. What are you going to do? That fits right in there too. So yeah, thanks Sheila for bringing that up.
And it can be, you need some kind of system to keep track of who you've talked to and when, and whether it's on a piece of paper and you're writing names and checking them off, or doing your computer. You can come up with whatever system works for you. There's no right way, no wrong way. And the nice thing about this is it's your business. You can do it like you want. I love the autonomy. I love that I can do the hours I want, and I decide if I want to make a part-time amount of money, I'll work part-time. But the time that I had double my frontline volume is when I decided if I want to make a full-time salary, I've got to work full-time. And so I put in some 30 and 40-hour weeks, and it made a difference. It got me to executive director plus. So anyway, that's, and there's a medium too. People can, on the average, I spend about 10 hours a week on the phone calling people, either connections or clients. And I limit myself. So when it's 8 o'clock and I say I'm going to be done, I maybe didn't get everybody done on my list, but I leave my desk and I go focus on my family. If I've said I'm going to spend these 2 hours, I make myself stop. So that's the thing, is it really can be controlled. It doesn't have to take over your life. It doesn't have to be take over your life. It can be take shape for life. All right.
Hey, Nick never said anything. We should have Nick say something.
And I think Rob and Debbie need to hop off. They've got a team call in a couple.
Oh, yeah.
So anything you guys need to tell us before you take off?
No, just carry on. It's good.
Okay.
So I want to thank Sheila and her team for hosting the call tonight. This is just great. So it's nice to have somebody take charge and tell us some cool stuff from their point of view. So thank you very much. Nick, did you want to add any wonderful words of wisdom to us?
Nope, I was just soaking in all the wonderful wisdom that's been shared.
All right, great. Well, thank you, everybody.
And circle November 15th.
Okay.
We're going to have some training and we're going to get all revved up.
Yep, I'll put it on my calendar.
I looked at my frontline volume, and it definitely does a surge after I've done some training, either in person or, after the Fisk family reunion the next month, bam, after I went to Orlando, bam, so going to Dave Blanchard, the next month it's up. So let's get people there, get them excited, and help our businesses to grow. All right.
Great.
Hey, thank you.
Team.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.